All right, back again for another deep dive into the world of Greyhawk.
Always exciting.
This time we're heading to a place, well, it's as legendary as it is dangerous, the Isle of the Ape.
Yeah, a classic D&D module.
I am.
It's known for its high-level challenges, prehistoric creatures,
Oh, yeah?
and of course the quest for the legendary artifact, the Crook of Rao.
This time around, we're focusing on how you can bring this classic adventure into your 5th edition games and Greyhawk campaigns.
That's right.
So get ready.
Yep.
Because we're about to unpack a treasure trove of ideas.
Lots of cool stuff in this one.
Absolutely.
And you know, before we jump into the specifics of it all, it's worth remembering this module is born from Bruce Hurd's own Greyhawk campaign. So it's really steeped in Greyhawk history, makes it even more exciting to explore.
All right, so let's set the scene.
Okay.
The Isle of the Ape,
Here we go.
just the name,
Yeah.
conjures up images of dense jungles, treacherous swamps, and dinosaurs.
Absolutely. Primordial island. Giant lizards, monstrous apes.
Ooh.
Even tyrannosaurs roam free.
That's awesome.
It's a thrilling setting.
Yeah.
But even the environment itself is a significant threat.
Right.
A place where food spoils rapidly.
Oh, wow.
And illusions are useless against all the reptilian inhabitants.
Really?
Yeah.
So even before encountering any monsters, adventurers need to be on their toes.
Definitely.
Isle of the Ape is not for the faint of heart.
Not at all. This module was designed for high-level characters.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
So why would anyone willingly venture to such a dangerous place? Well, you've been tasked by the Archmage Tensor himself to retrieve a powerful artifact, the Crook of Rao.
That's right.
Tensor,
And
one of the most powerful mages in Greyhawk, attempted this quest
right.
and failed.
Yeah, that alone
That speaks volumes.
speaks volumes about the challenges that await.
Absolutely.
He is entrusting you with some powerful magic items from his own collection, including a magical folding boat to get to the island.
All right.
But there's a catch. The portal to the island stays open for a limited time.
So not only do you have to contend with dinosaurs and giant apes, you're also on a ticking clock.
Yeah. It really encourages strategic planning and resource management.
Right.
Players have to balance exploration with the urgency of their mission.
Okay, so we've got a perilous island,
Yeah.
a powerful artifact,
Uh-huh.
a time limit.
Right.
Now let's meet the locals.
Okay.
I hear there's a tribe of 8 men
Yeah.
called the Kawibusas
Uh-huh.
who are less than welcoming.
Savage, cannibalistic, fiercely territorial.
Oh,
They control a peninsula on the island,
okay.
separated from the main island by a massive wall.
Wow.
But what's fascinating about them is their social structure. They
Okay.
have a chief, warriors, witch doctors,
Okay.
even trained giant carnivorous apes.
Oh, wow.
Their tactics are brutal, utilizing ambushes,
Wow.
terrain advantages, even gruesome magic. Imagine logs transforming into giant poisonous lizards.
That would be terrifying.
Oh. How would you handle that in your 5th edition game?
That's a fantastic question for our listeners.
Yeah.
How would you design an encounter with the Kawibusas that captures their ferocity and cunning
Uh-huh.
while still being balanced for a 5th edition party?
That's the trick.
We'd love to hear your ideas.
For sure.
Now, navigating the Kawibusas' territory is a challenge in itself.
It is.
They have guard posts,
Right?
fortified villages,
Uh-huh.
and even pens filled with giant boars that they use as attack dogs. Attack boars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense in a place like this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Their witch doctors are particularly dangerous.
Right.
Capable of casting spells like summon reptile and animate dead.
Wow.
I mean, in their hands, even the jungle itself can become a weapon.
Right, and lurking in the heart of their territory is the Big Witch Doctor, a powerful spellcaster who resides in a heavily guarded hut.
Yeah.
Not to mention the chief's dwelling, guarded by a giant carnivorous ape.
Yeah, imagine trying to infiltrate those locations.
I don't even want to think about it.
What kind of strategies would your party employ? Stealth? Diplomacy? Brute force?
This is where the Isle of the Ape really shines as a sandbox environment.
It does.
Allows for multiple approaches and playstyles.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it adaptable for different groups.
Right.
And remember, the Kawibusas live in fear of something even more powerful.
Oh, yes.
A gargantuan ape named Unga,
You know it.
to whom they offer sacrifices at each dark moon.
That's right.
Even these fearsome ape men have something to fear.
Uh-huh.
Unga sounds like a force of nature.
He is. We'll dive into his lair and the challenges he presents a little later.
Okay.
But first, Got to figure out how to get past that massive wall separating the peninsula from the rest of the island.
Those titanic gates, as they're called, mark the transition from one level of danger to another.
Absolutely.
What awaits on the other side?
Oh, no.
We'll find out soon enough.
That's right. So welcome back to our deep dive into the Isle of the Ape.
Okay.
We left off with you standing before the Titanic gates.
Yeah, massive barrier separating the Cabooses territory from the rest of the island.
That's right.
What's waiting for them on the other side?
Well, prepare yourself, because once you pass through those gates, you enter a vast, untamed wilderness.
Okay.
Teeming with even more prehistoric dangers. Think giant herbivorous dinosaurs, mosasaurs lurking in the lakes.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the king of the dinosaurs himself.
Who's that?
The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
It sounds like the encounter table for this part of the island is going to be a blast to roll on.
It really is.
But with so many potential encounters, how do you keep things fresh and engaging for the players?
Well, that's where the art of the Dungeon Master really comes in.
Right.
Instead of just running a series of random combats, use these encounters to build atmosphere, build tension.
Okay.
Describe the rustling of leaves as a giant sauropod passes by.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, have the players hear the distant roar of a tyrannosaur echoing through the jungle.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget the smaller details.
Like what?
The oppressive humidity, the swarms of insects,
Right.
the feeling of being watched
Ooh.
by unseen eyes.
I love that.
It's all about creating that immersive experience that goes beyond just rolling dice and fighting monsters.
It's about making the players feel like they're truly exploring a lost world.
Exactly.
And speaking of exploration, the module mentions a specific group of inhabitants, the cave dwellers.
Ah, yes. The cave dwellers, they're fascinating.
Who are they?
Well, these fierce hunters inhabit the plateau areas of the island.
Okay.
And they have formed a unique bond with another fearsome predator.
Okay, who's that?
The Four Echoes.
Wait, hold on. Four Hackos.
Four Hackos.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, so picture a giant flightless bird.
Okay.
Taller than a man with a massive beak.
Oh, wow.
Powerful legs. They were apex predators in their time.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And the cave dwellers have somehow managed to tame and train them for hunting.
So it's like having a prehistoric version of a hawk or a falcon.
Exactly.
What an incredible visual.
It is.
I can just imagine these massive birds swooping down from the cliffs.
Oh, yeah.
Their razor-sharp beaks aimed at the party.
And you know, the module even hints at the possibility of the players forming an alliance with the cave dwellers.
Oh, really?
They could even potentially ride these four Akoses into battle.
And that would be an epic encounter.
It would.
Can you imagine a party of adventurers alongside cave dweller allies charging into battle on the backs of giant prehistoric birds?
Oh, that would be awesome.
It'd be a truly memorable scene.
For sure.
But before we get too carried away with fantastical battles, we need to address the elephant, or rather the giant ape in the room. Unga.
He's the reason you're on this island in the first place.
Right.
The Crook of Rao, the artifact Tensor wants you to retrieve, is hidden within Unga's lair.
And from what we've discussed so far, this is no ordinary ape.
Not at all.
We're talking about a gargantuan creature with incredible strength, regenerative abilities, and a variety of attack modes. Rending claws, a powerful bite, the ability to hurl massive boulders.
That's right.
He's also described as being surprisingly cunning for a creature of his size.
Oh, yeah. He can set traps.
Wow.
Use the terrain to his advantage.
Okay.
And even anticipate his opponent's movements.
So this is a creature that's been designed to challenge even the most experienced, high-level party.
It is.
But how do you make a creature like Unga a compelling antagonist without making him feel like an unbeatable force of nature?
Well, the key is to focus on Unga's motivations. His personality. He's not just a mindless monster. He's a territorial creature, protective of his lair and the treasures it holds. Perhaps he's even worshipped as a deity by the other creatures on the island.
I like that.
Gives the players something to work with. A chance to maybe even reason with him or find a way to outsmart him.
Exactly. And remember, Unga's lair is more than just a simple cave.
It's not. It's a multi-level dungeon complex.
Wow.
Winding passages, sinkholes, hidden chambers.
Really?
Even an underground lake.
Oh, an underground lake. Don't tell me there are more prehistoric creatures lurking down there.
Oh, you bet there are. The module specifically mentions a Tenestropheus
A Tenestropheus.
lurking in the depths of the lake.
Well, first of all, what is a Tenestropheus?
Well,
That's another one I haven't heard of.
it's a prehistoric reptile with an incredibly long neck.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah?
What's the 5e equivalent?
There isn't a direct equivalent,
Okay.
but you could easily adapt the stats of a plesiosaurus
Okay.
or even a giant crocodile to create a suitable creature.
That's a good point. This module might be a classic, but it's ripe with possibilities for adaptation and customization
It is.
to fit a 5th edition game.
Exactly. Think of it as a source of inspiration, a starting point from which you can build your own unique encounters and challenges.
So we've explored the island,
Yeah.
far away through hordes of Kawibuses,
Right.
navigated a treacherous jungle,
That's right.
and finally reached Unga's lair.
You're here.
We faced prehistoric creatures,
Mm,
uncovered ancient secrets,
we did.
but the adventure isn't over yet.
Oh, no.
What happens when the party finally claims the Crook of Rao?
That's a great question.
Does everything go smoothly?
Yeah, is it that easy?
Or are there more twists and turns waiting for them?
I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Isle of the Ape.
Right.
We've battled prehistoric beasts,
Yeah.
navigated treacherous jungles,
Yeah.
even faced off against Unga himself.
That's right.
But as you know, in a classic D&D adventure like this,
Yeah.
retrieving the artifact is only the beginning.
Precisely. The Isle of the Ape is full of twists and turns.
Right.
Remember how Tensor provided you with that magical folding boat and warned about the portal closing?
Right.
Well, claiming the Crook of Rao
Yeah.
triggers a strange transformation within the lair.
Oh,
Exits vanish,
really?
mists swirl,
That's creepy.
and the walls turn to cold metal.
Okay, that's a bit unsettling.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
Sounds like the adventurers have stumbled onto something even bigger than they initially realized.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, remember Igwilv,
Mm-hmm.
the powerful magic user?
Yeah.
This is her handiwork.
What does she do?
Well, the party's been caught in her crystal prism trap.
A crystal prism trap.
Yeah, they find themselves in this mystical tunnel with 7 paths,
Okay.
each represented by a different colored gem.
So it's not just about escaping the island anymore.
More.
It's about making a choice.
Hmm?
Each path leads to a different fate.
That's right.
What are some of the options here?
Well, one path, represented by the amethyst, leads back to Tensor's stronghold.
Okay.
Safe and sound, mission accomplished.
That sounds pretty good.
But there's a catch.
Oh.
The other 6 paths, each linked to a different gem, lead to the glowing pearl chamber.
The glowing pearl chamber.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. What is that?
Imagine a room of unimaginable opulence,
Okay.
adorned with pearls,
Wow.
ivory and gold,
Really?
and waiting there
Okay.
are 8 formidable warriors,
Okay.
clad in this pearlescent armor,
Wow.
led by a figure who introduces himself as Arak, the true ruler of the 8 circles.
Okay, so who is this Arak?
Well,
And what are the 8 circles?
Arak is an arcanadaemon in disguise,
An arcanademon.
and his warriors are mesodaemons.
Mezodemons. Okay.
Think of them as high-ranking devils,
Devils.
incredibly powerful and deceptive.
Okay, so the players have stumbled into a confrontation with demons.
They have.
That escalates things quickly.
Yeah, it does.
What happens next?
Well, Arak demands the Crook of Rao,
Oh,
offering a deal,
a deal.
surrender the artifact, and you're free to go with the other treasures you found.
Wow, what a dilemma for the players.
Yeah.
Do they betray Tensor?
Probably.
And potentially align themselves with evil forces?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they fight?
This is where the Isle of the Ape really shines.
Right.
It forces the players to confront their characters' values.
What would your players do in this situation?
It's a tough one.
Would they take the easy way out, even if it means compromising their morals?
Who knows?
That's a great question for our listeners.
Right.
How would you role-play this encounter?
Uh-huh.
Would you negotiate,
Yeah.
try to trick the demons,
Maybe.
or fight to the death?
So many options.
And it's not just a simple choice between good and evil.
That's right.
Remember, there are forces beyond those immediately present who are aware of the Crook of Rao's power.
Uh-huh.
If the party resists the demons,
Right.
there's a chance that celestial beings, a solar, and a host of divas will arise to aid them in the fight.
Now that's what I call an epic battle.
Angels versus demons, it's a classic struggle,
It-
playing out right here on the Isle of the Ape.
Right here on the Isle of the Ape.
Raises the stakes even higher, adds a layer of cosmic significance to this adventure.
That's right.
This seemingly isolated island
Yeah.
is now a battleground for forces beyond mortal comprehension.
Exactly.
So we've gone from a quest for a lost artifact
Right.
to a confrontation with demons
Uh-huh.
and the potential for celestial intervention.
What a journey.
What a journey, but we're nearing the end of our deep dive.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, what ultimately happens to the Crook of Rao?
Well, that's the beauty of this module and of D&D in general.
Right.
The outcome is never predetermined.
It rests in the hands of the players and the dungeon master.
Exactly.
Does the crook return to Tensor?
Mm-hmm.
Does it fall into the wrong hands?
It could.
Or does it disappear once again?
Possibly.
Its power waiting to be rediscovered.
That's the beauty of it.
It's a reminder that the best D&D adventures are those that leave us with lingering questions and a desire to explore further.
Absolutely.
The Isle of the Ape provides a framework, a set of challenges and possibilities that you can adapt and shape to fit your own campaign and the choices of your players.
So whether you're a seasoned Greyhawk veteran or a newcomer to this classic setting, we hope this deep dive has given you some inspiration for your own adventures.
Remember, even in a world of magic and monsters,
it's true.
It's the choices we make that truly define who we are.
Very true.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
What kind of impact do you think the Crook of Rao would have on the world of Greyhawk?
That's a good question.
It's a question worth exploring, and perhaps it will spark your next great adventure.
It might.
Until next time, may your dice rolls be ever in your favor.
Absolutely.